Okay, so today is day 2 of the challenge, and today I took my first 2 trades. Now, both of them were a loss, and I want to just make this video just to go over it and see what I could have done better, and of course, just document this journey here. So, by the way, I will be calling all of my trades live on Telegram. The link is in the description. Full disclaimer, do not use it as like a signals group or anything like that. Once again, I am still quite new to using this method when it comes to CCT. But I just want to be calling it live, and I don't want it to be like I'm just going in bar replay and I'm just doing like hindsight trading. So I called this in there, I was talking about it, and but nevertheless, let me talk about the trades and what actually happened. So the 2 trades that I was looking at for today, by the way, now that I've taken these 2 losses, I'm gonna step away from the market. My rule, at least for now moving forward, is if I take 2 losses in a row, then just step away from the market. Don't over trade and don't revenge trade, because that's how you end up blowing your account, right? So but just gonna recap this. So the 2 trades that I took, I'll put on the screen somewhere here, was with EU. So let me go into bar replay, and so this is what I had marked up. Let me get rid of this, I'll explain that later. Get rid of that. Now once again, the strategy is pretty simple. These were the EU and UJ had the cleaner setup, right? So once again, the setup is you're just waiting for it to break above, which it did here. You draw this line here on the daily, and then you're just waiting for it to tap into it and then break out again, right? So if we go to the 15-minute, here, so right around here, had my alert for it to close below here, and then it did on this candlestick, so that's when I was alerted, and now just waiting for it to close above. So what I was doing here was pretty simple, just like what I've spoken about on the other videos. Was I had this box here, so as you can see, on the next one it didn't break out above, it didn't break and close. Then we had this one here, so I was tracking this here. Don't forget, the 2 criteria that we're waiting for is if for buys is to break out above this box and above this line. So this is what happened. We're still inside the box, still inside the box, still inside the box, still inside the box. Okay, and then we got a break. So I entered here, and then with spreads, that's where I was actually entered. And it was at 2 a.m. Now, I'm not really fond of entering during Asian session, especially like 2 a.m. I like to enter like London session, or preferably, especially with the US pairs, is during US session. But it hit the criteria and I entered. And then of course at this time I went to bed, I was sleeping and I was in profit. And then I woke up at 6 a.m. randomly just to check. And when I woke up, it was actually like halfway through drawdown, so it was like there. But I just let it play out, went back to sleep, and then when I woke up, it was basically at a 1-to-1, if I'm not, yeah. So that and I'm risking 1% of the 70k, which is 700. So it was around 700 in profit, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I can check with my trades. Okay, so I've just logged into the TradesBySci, and let me go into reports, because it shows you how far it went into profit before it hits SL. So no reports. Where is it? I'm still pretty new to TradesBySci. So it was the first one here. Yeah, so yeah, it went up to 700. and £60 profit before it went and hit this SL. So essentially this is what happened. It like pinned me out right there. Then when that happened, I entered again just because this is what I saw, right? So I saw that there was another entry here just because, as you can see, I don't mind taking second entries on, you know, if it hits the criteria, it hits the criteria, which is here. And then because the spreads I got filled in there. Now the thing that I messed up here was it was moving quite quick, and I messed up on my positioning. So I got in with 14 lots. So my stop loss had to be here. I wanted it to be here. But spoiler alert, it did end up going lower than this anyway. But my actual SL was there. But I wanted it to be, let me just move this. I wanted it to be like there, right? But that one ended up getting taken out as well. So that's fine. I'm not even mad. See, this is why I'm happy with the strategy. I'm not even mad that I took these 2 losses because I stuck to the plan and it hit the criteria. I didn't do anything outside of the plan. So that's fine. If I took a loss here, that's fine. 2 losses. I'm just gonna step away from the charts. Not gonna overtrade, and see what's gonna happen tomorrow. So another one that I was looking at yesterday was UJ, and I put this in Telegram as well. Full transparency, it looks like I would have took a loss on this one as well because that I didn't have enough margin for each, but this is the trade that I would have taken last night. As you can see, this one ended up being a loss as well. Not in this trade. Like I said, I'm not trading for the rest of the day, but this is the one that I would be in right now if I still had, you know, like a trade that I would get into. I'll quickly just run through why I would have gone through this. So let me delete that, just so you can see the thought process behind this. So this one, once again, yesterday it broke out below this range. So let me use this. So it broke out below this range, and this range. So that's why I have 3 lines on here, right? Something that I'm starting to learn, or you know, just based off this trade, just give it time, because when it have 3 levels that I can go to, you know, just give it some time and you'll see what I'm talking about here. So let me bar replay. So right around here. So once again, we're just waiting for it to go into one of these zones. So now we have 3 lines, which is a little nuance that I need to learn how to do. When you have 1, it's clean cut, you're just waiting for 1. But when you have 3, and it kind of, let me show you. So it gets into the zone, gets close, and then it breaks into it, right? So I had my alert here, so I was watching it right here. Then, you know, simple. It's going to be the same thing with every trade, right? So what I'm waiting for, the criteria is I'm waiting for it to break out down below this box and close below this line, which, so I didn't do it on that one, but it does it on this one, right? So this would have been my entry here. Probably would have been a tiny bit lower just because of spreads, so like something like that. Then SL there, and then TP here. Now, something I was speaking about on Telegram yesterday, and this is something that Cramson has spoken about as well, is when you have a massive TP like this, still have your TP here, but just be aware that sometimes I do feel like the TP is a bit too far and it might take too long to get there. Like you might hold it for multiple days, or it might reverse on you. Just remember that if it doesn't get there, it's likely to get to like the 50%, which is here. So on a massive TP like this, which is anything, in my opinion, like over 1 to 3, 1 to 4, then I'll have an alert set at they call it the equilibrium, but at the 50%, where you can move your SL to break even, or you can take profits there if you want, or you can take partials then let it run. It's up to you. So with that in mind, this is what happened. It didn't even really go into profit. It went straight into drawdown. Then eventually you got taken out, right? So that would have been a loss, full transparency. And then what happened was it ended up, so let me get rid of this. So what I was waiting for was for it to break into the highest zone, which is this one here, which it does. Why did it just do that? So had an alert here. As we can see, it breaks into it. I'll just walk you through it step by step again. So once it breaks into the zone, you're just gonna have your box range, sorry I should call it, there, and then once again you're just waiting for it to break below the line and the box. So because it broke out here, this is now your new range. Boom. And then here. So once again, did not take this trade, but I'm forward testing it. I should have entered it on the demo, but I'm forward testing it just on trading view. And yeah, so TP is, so let me do what I was talking about before, right? So I'm gonna have there TP. I want to set an alert at 50%. Oh, bar replay mode. Let me go out of bar replay. So SL is here. Actually, let me give it a little bit more room. Just a tiny bit more, like there. Okay, I'm out of replay mode. Okay, yeah. So if this is a real trade, this is how I'd be setting up my alerts. So just 50%, 50% TP. What the hell? Nope. And then SL. Boom. And then TP. You know, even if I'm not actually in this trade, it's still good to like study and get some data out of this. In my little prediction, what I think it will at least get to 1-to-1, and possibly even to the 50%. But yeah, that's about it for today's trades. Going into, once again, I should do this at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through these pairs, see if they break out above or below any ranges, mark them up, and do the same thing tomorrow. Even though we're 2% down on the account, I'm very, very confident. All it's going to take is 1 or 2 good trades, and we're going to be back to break even, or probably even in profit as well. So don't overtrade, don't revenge trade, and that's it for today. Let's see what happens tomorrow, and join the Telegram. Is going to be in the description. That's where I'll be sharing my thoughts and just marking charts up, and then just showing live when I'm in it, and how I'm managing my trades as well. Because I don't want it to be all bar replay. I want it to be like, okay, I called it and I have the timestamp for everything. But good luck to everyone else that's on their journey. God bless and have a great day. Take care.